Welcome, Sunny team. Today we are doing a moon salutation flow. So this is really great for your nervous system. It's very calming and soothing. So if you're getting ready to go to bed, this is the perfect flow. Can't wait to get started. Welcome, Sunny team. I am Claire, and this is your moon salutation flow, or Chandra Namaskar in Sanskrit. But before we get started, I would love for you to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date on all of the workouts we put out every single week. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I am going to head to the top of my mat. So this flow is going to be, we're facing to the long edge of our mat this entire time. So moving back and forth in this lateral plane of motion. So getting started, we'll start in mountain pose. So closing down the eyes or softening the gaze, grounding down through all four corners of your feet evenly, shoulders drawn down and away from your ears, and then palms are open, facing forward, spreading your fingers wide, tucking your tailbone under and squeezing your core. Just take a moment to arrive to your practice. Take a deep breath in and let it go. 2 more times like that. Deep inhale and exhale. Last time, deep breath in. Biggest breath you've taken all day, and let it go. On your next inhale, open your eyes. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, send the arms wide as you forward fold. You can take a nice bend in the knees here. Release the back and the hamstrings. And let your head and neck and upper body get really heavy. You can move from side to side if that feels good. On your next inhale, halfway lift. So your back is flat, palms against your shins. And then exhale, fold it back down. This time, planting your right palm in the middle of your feet and then reaching your left hand up to the sky, little bend to the right knee. Good, deep inhale. Exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat, right hand goes high, little bend to the left knee. Beautiful. And back down to the mat. Inhale, rise back up. Catching your left wrist with your right hand for Crescent Moon, side body stretch on the left. Keeping your chest open, your gaze lifted. Good. Inhale back to center, catching your right wrist with your left hand, up and over Crescent Moon to the left, feeling that nice side body stretch in your right side. Good. Inhale back to center, and with your momentum, stepping out into goddess pose. So really big wide step here, bending the knees, bending the elbows. You can also bring your palms here to heart center. So wherever you are, take a few deep breaths. Tuck your pelvis under and then try to open those knees so that they're in alignment with your toes and your ankles. Beautiful. Deep breath in and out. On your next inhale, reaching up, straightening the legs for star pose, gazing up towards the sky. And then exhale, pivot on your left foot. So your toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat, and then your right toes are pointing towards the back of your mat. Hinging sideways at the hips, right hand comes down to your shin, left hand goes high, triangle pose. Again, keeping your chest nice and open here. Sending your gaze up towards your left fingertips. Deep breath in. And then on your exhale, pivoting your chest down towards the mat and then pivoting on your left toe. So now both feet are facing towards the back edge of your mat. Pyramid pose. Trying to keep both hips pointing in the same direction, so maybe take a little bit of a wider stance if that feels good for you. And breathe through this pose. Inhale. On your exhale, bend your right knee, drop your left knee down to the mat, and then inhale, rise up into low crescent lunge. Tucking the pelvis under, pulling your biceps back so they're in alignment with your ears. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, grow a little taller through the crown of your head, elongating your spine. And then exhale your hands down to the mat, tuck your left toes, coming back, bringing that left knee up, and then pivoting towards the long edge of your mat again for Skandasana to the right. Palms can come to heart center. You can also place your right palm on the mat, reaching the left hand towards the sky. You can hold your hands here to help support you a little bit more. So whatever feels good for you today, take that variation. Honor your body where it's at in this moment. Good. On your next breath, shift to the other side, Skandasana to your left. Breathe into it. You can move around a little bit to get comfy here. Good. Inhale in. Exhale, shifting towards your left foot, dropping the right knee down to your mat, untucking your toes, and then low crescent to the top of your mat. Deep breath in and let it go. One more inhale, and then on the exhale, palms come down to the mat, tuck your back toes under, straighten both knees, and we're back in pyramid pose, facing the top of your mat. Inhale, find a lift in your spine. Exhale, try to bend a little deeper. On your next inhale, opening into triangle, pointing your right toes towards the long edge of your mat, and then left hand comes to your left shin as you reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. Good. As you breathe in, tighten your core, and then from your center, initiate the movement up into our star pose. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale, sink it down into our goddess squat. A few deep breaths here. Inhale back into star, and then stepping to the back of your mat, pulling your left wrist up and over Crescent Moon. Good. Inhale, back through center, Crescent Moon to the opposite side. Inhale back to center, palms come into prayer and down to heart center. Good, so we'll do the same thing, moving back towards the top of the mat, but just take a few moments here to tune back into your breath. You can even close your eyes if that feels okay. And notice how your body feels. Beautiful. All right, blink open the eyes if you had them closed. Inhale, reach up. Right hand comes up and over for Crescent Moon. Inhale back to center. Left hand up and over Crescent Moon to the opposite side. Inhale back to center, and with this momentum, we're stepping out into goddess squat, sinking down any amount, whatever feels good here. Deep breath in and let it go. Inhale, reach up, star, really elongating out of the crown of your head, elongating your spine. Inhale, pivot on your left toes towards the top of your mat, right toes pointing towards the long edge of your mat, and then hinging sideways into our triangle. Keeping your chest open. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, pivoting down to frame your left foot, right toes pivot forward for our pyramid pose. Deep breath in And exhale, sink into the stretch a little deeper. Inhale, and then on your exhale, bend both knees, drop your right knee down to the mat, rise up into low crescent. Inhale and exhale. Deep breath in, and then exhale, plant your palms on the mat, tuck your back toes, shifting to face the long edge of your mat for Skandasana to the left. Maybe open the chest here. Give yourself some space. On an exhale, walk your hands through center to the opposite side, Skandasana to your right. Breathe through it. Good. Inhale, exhale, pivot to frame your right foot towards the back edge of your mat. Drop your left knee down, untuck the toes, low crescent. Deep breath in and out. Take it one more breath in. Exhale, palms to the mat, tuck the back toes, straighten both knees, coming into pyramid. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Take a little lift. Exhale, fold it deeper. Inhale, pivot on your left toes so they're facing the long edge of your mat. Right hand comes to the right shin. Left hand reaches up to the sky for triangle. Deep breath in. And then on your exhale, squeezing that core, letting it pull you up into star, toes pointing forward, reaching up. And then exhale, sinking it down into goddess squat. One deep breath in and let it go. Inhale, reach back up into star just for a moment, stepping to the top of your mat. Right hand comes up and over for our Crescent Moon. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, Crescent Moon to the right. Good. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, coming down into a forward fold. Take a moment to come back to your breath. Good. I'm just going to turn to face the top of the mat, but I will meet you on your mat in child's pose. Taking your knees really wide here, big toes touch, sitting your hips back towards your heels, and then reaching your hands out in front of you. Beautiful. Inhale, walk your hands over to the right, feeling a nice stretch through your left side body. And then walking it over to the left, feeling a stretch through your right side body. Coming back through center, pushing up into a seated position. We're going for Gomukhasana, just with the legs. So getting the knees to stack one on top of another. So crossing, let's start with the right knee stacking over the left. And this might feel like it's enough. This is a pretty intense hip stretch. So if this feels good, stay right here. If you want a little bit more, you can hinge forward. Try to keep both hips planted evenly on the mat as best as possible. Inhale, back to center, unwind your legs. This time, right leg comes on top of the left. And it might feel a little different on this side compared to the other. That's totally normal. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, hinge forward if you have the space. Good. Inhale back to center, and then we're just going to come down to lying on our backs. So all the way down to the mat. Give your legs a little windshield wipers. Feels good on your spine. And then finding some stillness, dropping both knees to the left. Right arm goes out long for a supine twist. Inhale back to center. Knees go to the right. Supine twist on the opposite side. Inhale back to center, and then moving into our final resting pose, Savasana, letting the legs go out long. Draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Tuck your shoulder blades under your chest. And just get really comfy. Let your body just fall naturally into the earth. I encourage you to stay in this pose as long as you would like, but this is where I will leave you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I would love to hear from you, how you liked this flow. Leave me a comment, and I will see you next time. Namaste.